guy. The guy was an enigma. The guy was an icon, was a legend. Of course, most of us never thought that this thing would have happened now.
And then, yesterday we were having a conversation and they're saying that there was a belief. There was a belief that Odinga will not die.
Why they call him a Guampo?
Indeed. When you're writing that song and there's this thought and people are saying about this and they're stating so many things about manze kama imepiga Raila then what about the rest of the people?
Rest of us,
and many of them of course will also say that at least it will have stricken another person, not a
no.
When you're creating that song and these thoughts that are trending online are coming in, did they affect your creation?
Of course it affected my creation, but mostly I wrote this, just the way you said, personal, on what I've experienced. I've been in this country. I've seen what Raila has done. I've voted for Raila. There are bits of here and there. Sometimes I've maybe disagreed with some of the things. But one thing I know, our work as a country, our work from looking at the political work since multi-party and to date, Raila has always been somewhere. It has always been either against Raila or you are Raila or something.
Somewhere.
So to me, that's a very personal thing. So I didn't really write it because of what people are saying, but I was expressing what I know about this guy, what I know about this history that I've been part of at the end of the day. So to me, it never affected me as such. You know, that I'm talking about, it was between that's Wednesday and Sunday. So what was happening, even if it was to affect me, it was the whole country was in a somber mood. We were mourning and celebrating a life well lived.
All right. A question comes in now this morning that above all, many artists came in to speak about tribute and eulogy through creativity and artistry. But it comes now when Raila was alive. Why didn't artists create a music that blends in now the things that he is doing, the fighting that he is doing? Mbona hawaku create a song that says enyewe baba fought for the opposition, fought for the people, fought for the country? Why until his death?
I think maybe those who are lovers of history would go back to Moi, when Moi opposed democracy. Moi opposed even the multi-party, and he was saying siku moja mtaielewa. I think our interpretation of multi-party parties is very different. We don't celebrate people when they are there. Remember even Kibaki, that most of us sometimes say, hey, alikuwa president kali sana. Did we celebrate Kibaki? We didn't celebrate Kibaki. By 2004, Kibaki was an enemy of very many people, quote unquote. By post-election, Kibaki was a different figure at the end of the day. We only realize some things when people are not there. And even you look at the speech of Baba, at one point he also talked about it, that you might not understand this today, but one day you'll understand. Is when people go down, that's when you remember. Uhuru was not celebrated the way we are celebrating right now. Yes, just the other day. No, we are celebrating. So because Baba was actively in politics, I don't think many guys, especially the other side of politics, depending on where you are, if you are a Raila fanatic, maybe on the ODM and those kind of things, it was different. The guys in ODM maybe knew why he was the person he was, but today, of course, it's funny. Somebody has just been saying that it almost turned to a Mandela moment. We just lacked one person to give us the Julius Malema speech when Winnie Mandela passed on. That Baba, you're saying, Mama, those guys who are now here. Okay, so maybe that's what we lacked that day. Somebody has to say that maybe we are hypocritical, but truth in Africa, we celebrate you when you're dead. We don't talk bad about you.
It's the same thing that happens when someone dies. Of course, there's so much fundraising. Wanakuchangia kabisa. Hadi wanaweza nunua nyumba mpya.
Unfortunate African thing, but again, the guys who celebrated Raila when Raila was still alive. But not what now has happened right now. Right now, you look at the president, you look at everyone, the praises. But you wonder, why didn't you guys say this thing when that guy was alive? Because true, the guy had fought for our country. The guy has been jailed. The guy has made some of the decision that maybe even in Africa no one has made that kind of a thing. Coming to you jiapisha mwenyewe as a president. I remember that time even Malema was shocked. How do you do it in Africa? At the end of the day, then you do that, but again you are thinking about the country. That's the biggest thing about Raila. Raila would always, I'm telling you, like look at the Gen Z thing. You look at Mauritius, what has just happened in Mauritius. Gen Z were in the street today. It's the military controlling that country. Maybe we're almost sleeping that kind of a thing. Raila thought differently about the whole idea. That rather than you guys going to this, because maybe that time we were talking about leaderless something, why can't we just allow this thing to go because of our peace? So his thing was a bit different, but right now is when people are now realizing, oh, kumbe, the guy had the better part of the country at heart.
I'm happy that you were speaking about the late former Prime Minister had something at heart, and many of us will relate to, because that was the time the people were struggling and they're trying to develop up, and he came and stood for them. So this was a sign of humility when it comes to artists presenting their tributes in that particular way. And when I was listening to your song, you speak about how better Odinga really emphasized on the rights of the people, you know, and you're calling him the enigma. So it comes at a point where you guys stretch your hands of humility through songs. If you ask this morning, Eliwa, will you perhaps change? What is the other way that you'll have written that song apart from how you'd written it now?
I've listened to it over and over, and I think I did what I would want to do. I think I wrote everything. From the first verse, the last verse, I talked about the names he was called.
Indeed.
And anyone who knows why he was called Agwambo, why he was called Enigma, why he was called the name just Raila, that is verse 1. Verse 2, I talk about a peaceful man, a man that Africa misses, the way mysteriously looked at peace. He sacrificed. Sometimes I feel so bad when, of course, the report came of what he was suffering from, and I was saying, wow, the guy just, he like hurt himself for Kenyans. I remember the daughter, Winnie. Winnie was being asked, what would you have loved about your father? He said, I would just want to see him enjoy himself. He never had time for him. At 80, he never had time for himself, but for the country. So the guy really tortured himself for Kenya. So I think from the first verse, the last one, all the verses, all the chorus, kila kitu, I did what I wouldn't want to maybe to distort anything from there, even if you give me another chance to do it. All
right. As we need to take a break, I'd like to ask you now, do you think, when we had this conversation, when I told you, hey Manze, come through, what is the first thing that came in your mind, and what was the thing that you wished that this morning you will tell the people that are watching us right now? What was the desire in your heart, that after all these things that we'll say on this conversation, there's one thing that ungetaka Kenya wajue?
Might not be just one thing, but of course
a couple of things.
We need to be patriotic. Patriotism, unfortunately, of course, some things have happened here and there, Kaiga story and those kind of things. But patriotism, too, when you're talking about being tribeless, which Gen Z were talking hard, because I have a group, I run a group, and I've taken very many people. I've mentored people like in Jalango, Awinja, there's Lin Ngugi, without even talking about what tribes or where they're coming from. One thing I would say, we need to celebrate our diversity. Like now, look at, we have a golden time to learn who the Luos are. How do they celebrate their thing? Maybe another time will be another tribe, those kind of things. So we need to celebrate Kenya. We need to think about Kenya. We need to leave Kenya. That's what Baba did, leave Kenya. And when I'm talking about Kenya, it means that now you need to sacrifice. There's a time that I must go, or there's a time that I should not do it.
Indeed.
Go the Saitoti way. There comes a time in a nation where the nation is greater than an individual.
Indeed.
And that's what the icon Raila Amolo Odinga lived for.
Indeed.
He's looked at Kenya beyond him. And he always said, like right now is no more. But now Kenya is still there. We'll still remember that this guy is sacrificed for not only a generation that he was in, but the one that is here and the one to come.
Indeed.
So we have freedom of speech. How do you use your freedom of speech? Are you writing something in the context that I'm a Kenyan? I want Kenya still to be Kenya. This guy reached a point whereby there would have been secession in this country in 2007, 2013, 2017, but the guy would not allow the country to go that road because he has seen what has happened in Sudan, what is happening in other countries, what is happening in Congo, and very many other countries. When a country is not there, I usually tell guys, and I'll finish on that, that look at Somalia. Somalia, 1991. Siad Barre was the president then. Then, of course, things happened there, and today, it's around 30 years later. If you were in Somalia and you were 18, plus 30 years, can you imagine you're waking up to the 50s without accomplishing anything? So at the end of the day, being Kenyan is greater than anything.
Indeed.
That would be my word.
Being Kenya is greater than anything. Of course, that is Aliwa, of course, impacting us right now on how Baba loved to sing. And of course, the same test. We're taking a short break. When we come back, we'll have more understanding on the alignment of creativity when it comes to paying tribute as creatives in their artistry. Don't go too far. You're watching The Morning Drift. Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu, wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wasa wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hawa sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
People are there to belittle you. When people are questioning you,
if you don't move fast, of course, yes, you lose it, but then it's not us to push you.
But you do not know the God who has been molding me. What has he been doing to me?
The deep and mature conversations of empowerment for you with a curious mind and an appetite for oriented conversations.
I concur with what you're saying.
You plan your finances, you can easily live without a debt.
An engaging safe space of free expression and truthfulness with an upheld vibrance, motivation and happiness.
So many children who are there, they are not living their dreams.
Join us for deep conversations with Zipporah Gashushe every Saturday from 8 p.m. The Deeper Conversations on Lookup TV.
Save a Life is a non-profit organization that has taken the front line in transforming lives in the entire country. So far, we have transformed the life of over 100,000 people through our programs, which include medical support, youth empowerment, street family program, feeding program, and climate change. Join us today as we transform lives. As we always say, service to humanity is service to God. Save a life, transforming lives.
Television. We are live across all social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, at our website www.lookuptv.co.ke. And deliberately, we are speaking about the paying tributes and eulogy, of course, of eulogizing the late former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga in the same way and the better taste. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining us for the first time, how well did you eulogize or pay tribute to Baba? And of course, because we're speaking about Baba love to sing, I think Aliwa, I'll give you a challenge when it comes to the understanding of the song that Baba really loved, and then many people sang that song. I do not know if you know the lines. Down.
No, I don't really have the
okay, ebukula mdomo tusikie.
I don't want to
okay, I know, Swasi. So in the same way, of course.
Jamaican.
Yeah. You remember it?
No, I don't want to dare.
But you had it, no?
I know it very well.
How did that song speak to your mind?
To me, shockingly, it was like, do you call it premonition or something? Yeah, because when I think yesterday is when I used it for the first time.
All right.
TikTok.
All right.
As I was putting up some videos.
Okay. Of course, in the same taste, I'll get to the bottom line, of course, of understanding how well we can articulate that song by the end of this session. We only have one artist around, and anaitwa King Dante Max. Nimeona pia yeye alikuwa anajaribu kutoa ngoma ya eulogize Baba. But ni kama akajazwa na emotion sana, and it was a somber mood out there, and I believe that Dante will get some strength together with his collaborators, or to kama kina Prosper are trying to rap there, and we had Jill, of course, coming in to underline the also they are creative, wakupackage hizo soundtrack kamefe, very emotional, but we're waiting for that for that item, and we can play it right on television, but it was really emotional. I think Dante is also mourning this morning, and we are hoping for the best. So yeah, Dante, all the best, of course, success in your endeavors. Even as you prepare that song, we can't wait to listen to it. Itakuwa fiti sana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the same situation applies as many artists collaborate to make sure that they pay tribute in the best way possible to Baba. And we also knew that Baba loved to sing, and all the enrichments at the podium, he always introduced a particular song, a particular item to make sure that his people will embrace it. But there is one thing that also stood out, that in every podium that he stood, he mentioned something about mimi nikienda naacha hivyo, lakini bado kuna watu ambao watafanya nini, watamakinika, and it's really traumatizing. Do you think that at some point people know when their point of death is coming?
Of course, premonitions are there, and of course at his age, the way they used to talk about the old man will see where.
Indeed.
Even if you were ukisimama na piga magoti,
but you can't see that.
Yeah. I know there's a way most people, especially at that age, they would see where they're heading to at the end of the day. They will do some funny things. They will relocate, because there's some things that you look at, and of course people have been talking about. And I remember even some in a talk show yesterday, this also came in, that some of the happenings that happened before Baba, it was like he prepared everything for the country. Look at him now, of course, collaborating with the government, made it all peaceful. Coming to the government with the broad-based government, made it all peaceful. Look at him. You can imagine if he passed on in the country. How would it have been? A Kenyan explaining how Baba died. It would be something funny. So he even took himself to a very different country for us to get a different view. So I think in a godly way, this reaches a point whereby things are prepared in a mysterious way. So not really you know when you'll die, but you might say some things and people say, ni kama alikuwa anajua. Yeah.
So many people will say that artist came in not only to pay tribute, but also to make some trending trending items? What will be your thought on the same?
Of course, I've seen some of my friends having different views because of maybe we are right now actively on social media, and social media sometimes is all about likes, views, and those kind of things. I don't want maybe to delve a lot on that, but I want to believe any creative did what they would have done in this kind of historic time in our country to express their creativity and also maybe eulogize Baba at the end of the day. So to me, it was not about likes. This was a very emotional time. I've seen Kina Costa, I've seen other people doing very deep songs at the end of the day, and it was more to that was the best, the only way. That's where we have our parliament at the end of the day. That's the only place we can be able to express ourselves. So as the creatives, it's either I'm acting, because this is not the end. I was just trying to think about it yesterday. That is it the end of us eulogizing Baba? No, we're going to see plays. You're going to see other people even writing.
But why didn't you choose any other item? You preferred a song?
Because I am a musician. I do music. I've been doing music for a very long time.
You're a performing artist.
Yeah, I'm also doing theater. But you see, of course, theater takes a bit of time. I have to call people. I have a friend of mine called Bloom, Mr. Bloom Nyakundi, who did a very good poem at the end of the day. So guys are taking different things. Because of time also, at the end of the day, to me, expressing myself in music was a bit easier than going for acting. Acting, again, of course, you have to come up, down, and write a script. And I know somebody...
Should I challenge you? All right. What do you think? Should I challenge you, of course, to make an item for this session?
Now I have to sit down and think, what exactly do you do? How do I want to express myself? Do you want to have a Raila moment, him there?
No, Raila moment.
Do you want to...
Let me give you a challenge. We have the voices. When you mentioned about 15th of October, you also mentioned about the enigma. And there are a couple of lines that are mentioned about, fighting for the rights of the people. If you combine these lines, how will you pour it out as an actor?
I think I would go for maybe a narration, a powerful narration, narrating, or if I now want to go full out for an act, I'll think about a situation whereby maybe there is different thoughts.
All right, let's listen to the narration. What do you think? Narration is just slap. Then after that we'll add the music, ile music yako flani. Nice one. All right, let's listen in the narration.
Narration. Oh my goodness. It is a time in the country. A time when we need a man, we need a woman to stand in the gap and give us sense. Make us think. Make us think of Africa. Make us think of our motherland and how we can be without force, but forge love, forge peace. Think of the future where all of us belong, especially that generation that every day they wake up looking up to the grown ones, to the fathers and the moms. They don't know the future, but they know there's a man who stands, who believes in the future. And you can go on and go on and go on.
And go on.
So I'm not yet talking about the man. So you can imagine as the script grows, what will I be saying? But you'll guess, not only Raila, but anyone, but anyone who might have that kind of a spirit, that after everything said and done, you're going to put spaces that these guys, this young one in grade 1, in grade 2 will say, tomorrow I'll make it. Yes.
I think that will be our power close. When you come to the end of this session, almost to the end of this session, because at the end of the session we'd like you to, pay tribute to that song that you did. Of course, our director will play you the song, then you blend in. But before we get to that, we will do a power close, of narration and blah 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 on how best would have eulogized Baba in creativity and in art. So we'll try blend in the narrations as well.
You know you're great.
Itakuwa fiti sana. So basically speaking about all these engagements and many other people presenting their grievances towards aligning their creativity to music. There is a question that comes in. If Baba would have been alive and listening to this music, what will you think ange amka ase? For instance, angekuwa alive.
You know, there's somebody who say that from now henceforth we'll be talking about what would Raila have done in such a situation. I want to believe he'll just be quiet, and the way somebody said, he will say, you guys fight on. I've done my part. Thank you, but fight on. He really wants to get the glory. That was the man. He didn't want really to get the glory, but wanted us who still have some time in this life to live, to be better.
All right. Yes. Adigo, do you think, we didn't answer this question, do you think all the artists in Kenya should have collaborated to compose a particular patriotic song for Raila, and of course to make sure that he sasa itatumika kama the voice of the tribute your music?
It was something that all of us wanted. I remember I commented on YY's post. Looking at Tanzania almost eulogized Baba as if Baba was a Tanzanian. I looked at Diamond and his team, the Rayvannis, the Christina Shusho, Israel. The thing I always say we lacked as a country, unfortunately, was a foundation, a good foundation, a start foundation. Because when you look at Tanzania, being Tanzania, and look at them, even in every meeting, it's like every speech, if you don't taja Mwalimu Julius Kabarage Nyerere, your speech is not complete. Your speech is not complete. Maybe I listened to the president, other people talking, and right now there are quotes about Raila. The thing that we are lacking is patriotism. We are not above petty politics. We're not above our tribal nini. So you get maybe even as musicians, some people thought, you're too. This is the way we've been looking at this guy. This guy was an opposition leader. This guy was this and this. And so right now there's that need that we need to merge. They talked about Kenya being one. We need to merge and look and think of patriotism. So maybe lack of patriotism as such didn't really make us come together. They have seen guys coming together when there's a famine, there's somebody to be helped somewhere. That's not exactly how we thought about this thing. So we ended up everybody doing his own thing in the name of eulogizing. But I want to believe if all of us think strongly about patriotism, we'll not look at the things that happen to other people. Maybe what tribe, what party, and those kind of things. And maybe that's what was also a setback in a way on the creatives, because we didn't really come together to eulogize a man that has created history, a man that truly no one, I've not even seen one person saying, hiyo amepatiwa CGH ni uongo, being called this is uongo. Everybody said he deserved. The way the state funeral, he deserved, because he had fought for the country. So if we rise above, because unfortunately in the creative industry, that's an issue. If we rise above tribalism, but that party realignment and those kind of things, and think about patriotism, then we can have something to talk about. Yes.
What if that didn't happen? What if there was no state memorial? What if that didn't happen? What will that mean for the country?
Ile ilikuwa lazima. Whichever way, ilikuwa lazima. The guy created this. You see that those people usually say, huyu jamaa alikuwa ashajenga mwisho yake. The guy had already made himself that no matter what, be it there's a what and what, Raila would have been buried as a statesman. No matter what, by his own people, by the government or whatever. Even the government would have just chipped in. They wouldn't have had an otherwise. That's why you saw, this is a guy, most of the guys who maybe have known him, hakuwa anatumia do, ndio umunini. Some guys even used to say yeye ni mgamu, because he believed, I have a theory, buy it. You won't buy it, achana nayo. So the guys who believe in the ideal of this man. So this man didn't live because he wants to go hunger you. He believed this is white, kindly buy this white. Those guys who bought white, sour. And so the many guys who bought that bit of him, the ideology zake, they would have buried him. still is a statesman. And that's why Africa, every other place, I was seeing yesterday in Zambia, the president still going to the High Commission of that country to eulogize Baba. So he had lived to bury himself, to bury people, to bury him at the end of the day. Yes.
Speaking about creativity and from where you see it as a producer, and you know, in the line of creativity, there were creatives that came out and started mocking the
family, yes, the son.
How does that speak to you? You know, unaweza fundisha watu wengine pale nje. You know, it's beyond creativity sometimes.
It's unfortunate because at one point, sorry to say, some of us have been talking about, of course, the bill that is now passed, the cyber crime bill. At one point, almost making sense. Sorry to say, making sense that tumelak waswahili lazima maadili, because growing up sisi tuliambiwa you cannot laugh at people. We don't even call them disabled people. We call them
people, persons with disability.
Disability, able differently.
Able differently.
It's called able differently at the end of the day. And of course, Junior also came to talk about it. Why he is the way he is. You cannot go, despite we have the freedom we have, there's limitation. The limitation, and so it's unfortunate. I want to believe, especially the young guys, that let's do it better. Let's do it better. These are our brothers, our sisters, our mothers. At the end of the day, you can't make some jokes with some things. At the end of the day, just do opera likes. You can be more creative and get likes and views at the end of the day rather than going some ways. So that was uncalled for. It was not ethical at the end of the day, because you can imagine it can happen to you. You used to be told when we were young, ukicheka inaweza kuja kuwapenia kwenyu. Then it's until it knocks on your door and you know something. So that was not funny. That was not funny. I mean it.
Yeah.
But as Baba would say, tumuwasamehe. Tumuwasamehe. Yes.
All right. The inspiration is made known and done, and Raila is no more as we speak. But there is still a nation to be protected. There is a nation that we expecting service
to build.
What does Raila's death mean for the nation, from where you see it, and how will we make a move of patriotism and uzalendo come through vizuri, and later in the near future we'll not be speaking about afadhali leta Raila angekuwa tu na sisi. How will we shape a particular nation from where you sit, and of course give us a voice of reason for that matter?
Every generation has a man or a woman. Every period or season has somebody. But this person always helps us to be able to think about the next future. Despite everything, of course, one day all of us would die. Raila would have lived to 100 or even retired at one point. Just like Mandela. Mandela fought hard. 94, he became the president. After 4 years, he said, no, I won't go with this. Another generation can take it over. So I want to believe there are the good things that Raila did that any person would want to build on. It is my prayer that the leaders, at the end of the day, it's a moment of reflection, that some people would have wanted this country to go down. In maybe the way they negotiated their political whatever, the way they wanted to be people in this country. It is very important that we sit down in the next few days or something and rethink, how do we negotiate politics? It's not a matter of life and death that you want a country to go down. Even the young people, at the end of the day, their extents, as we are moving, let's also reflect and look at some of the African countries, some of the countries in the world that are disintegrated because of how their thought line about politics. Raila, I looked at there's Raila, there's Morgan Changirai, the late. We have other guys, other opposition, how they tackled politics. Raila tackled politics differently, and all of us should have, those guys who are in political position or who also are now waiting to vie in 2027 should always think about peace, think about our nation first, and not think about tribal lines, because you look at Raila would even dare and go to other communities and talk and tell them, I'm you people. I'm not what. It's not me who put myself to this tribe, but I'm a Kenyan. The moment I'm just saying I'm a Kenyan, that's the most important thing. And we've always seen this. Most of the guys we interact with, especially young people, we don't care about what tribe you are. That's Kenya as a whole. Until now, a politician comes to create division. So it's a time for reflection, a time to rethink about how we are doing our things. And just the way you put it clearly, let's not reach and say, Raila angefanya, alishafanya, the thing, that foundation, let's build on that foundation and even do better than Baba, that wherever you'll be happy.
Perfect, powerful lines from Honorable, the leader himself. How will we interact with you?
Okay, I'm on, of course, all the socials, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X, as Aliwa HSC, everywhere.
Indeed.
Yes.
So we have
also on YouTube.
All right. So we have 8 minutes. Of course, now 3 minutes to do the narration, and of course the other 5 minutes to blend in the songs.
Yes.
All right. This will be memorable. Of course, our editors will cut it for later use.
Yes.
Shall we begin?
Let's go. Let's try.
All right.
So I'll start with you.
Sound. A somber mood indeed, and gulfed right to the heart of the Republic. But many of us spoke about it day in, day out. We forgot about the flame of freedom that Raila, as soon as his late father Jaramogi Oginga Odinga passed away, it was a traumatizing moment right to the heart of the Republic. But even as we speak right now, on October 15th, nobody knew about this. But fate had its own say. Right about now, even as we speak as the Republic, there is danger at a time like this. Do you think, Aliwa, that it had passed at a time when the nation is on a critical situation?
1963, a country was born to live and make dreams live. Men and women have gone through a great country. They've made our country shine and be different. But today is a time to reflect, not about the death. Of course, that is a God creation. All of us would come to that kind of an end. But the question that lingers on the mind of many, what have you done for your country? How will your end be? Will men and women shout your name? All of us shouted, Raila Odinga, Joey. Was it just about a tribe? No. Some of us have known about names that we never even thought about. But today we are celebrating a man who shaped a country, shaped our thought, shaped our political work. More than anything, he believed in peace. More than anything, patriotism was his heart.
And that is why, as we speak about these conversations, the only thing that matters to a country is the unity. There is no room for tribalism. There is no room for Agikuyu and the Luos, the Luyas and the Kalenjins, but one nation, one unity, and of course, later on we'll speak about liberation and the freedom.
A concoction of ideas of a people
Indeed.
will always make us live long and leave the kids who are coming to enjoy being Kenyan.
Salute to creativity.
Salute.
All right, now Aliwa, is your time now. Director, tell me if you're ready with the song. Then this is how we'll cue out. It is 9 minutes, of course. It is 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
This 5 minutes, of course, we are preparing your song. Of course, we want narration, Miguel. No, man, sana. It's really impressive, and I'll make sure that I share this with you as well.
Please do.
Kama kuna mali
but to criticize.
Indeed, but it was really strong.
Thank you.
The voices of patriotism and of course liberation, making sure that we move as a nation. That is the best way. It is not time to speak about the Agikuyu and the Luo anti-tribalism. It's not the right time.
We are one.
Tunakaribia 2007, 2027.
Yes.
Aye.
But of course, at the end of the day, the generation that is there, wazee manze msiongeze vitu, hatuwasikii.
Indeed, it's unfair. All right. Amazing.
The bigger picture will always reign.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm happy that theatric in some way is represented here.
Kabisa.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we want just to listen to a song, not only a song that has inspired many, but a song that has inspired the singer and the writer. He says that out of this song is the inspiration to sing for the late former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. As we speak this morning, of course, we're going to share with you a particular song, not only of enrichment, but a song of, you know, humility and understanding who this man was. It begins on the 15th of October, 2025. And this song is not only for you, you know, able to patia lines kidogo even as we wait for the...
So, of course, starts 15 October 2025. Raila Odinga, Raila Gwambo, Raila Enigma, tunalia, 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 lia, lia. A peaceful man. Lights, bro, do zote.
Alright, inspiration. Yes. Indeed. Are we ready?
Lego.
Are we ready? Okay. They're saying in the next 2 seconds, of course, now even as the chef says.
Yes, but of course, at the end of the day, to all the creatives, let us not stop being creative for our country. We've been inspired. Of course, there are very many other people that you have wanted us to sing about. Daniel Kimathi, and of course, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, who have shaped our literature world and those kind of things. And so salute to Theatrics Arts Ensemble, my great group, our cast. Kila mtu, I know they are watching and they are supporting this. And also salute to Look Up TV for what you're doing. This is very, very creative and very thoughtful of you guys. Yeah.
All right, thoughtful of us. And it's also thoughtful to invite you. Honorable Amekanyaga by Leo, you know, to impact lives right here. So we're about to get to your song, and I'm really inspired with the song. You know, congratulations.
Asante sana.
And of course, we're waiting to create more and more. There are others that we would have wanted to
on my YouTube, go to my YouTube.
Indeed.
Aliwa Music TV. You'll get the songs and of course many other songs. I've done other 2 songs by day before that. I've done a song by called Tumeishi tangu 63 unaniambia tumeishi tangu 63 unaniambia the thing was all about why I was connecting there. Of course I sent you the link. I was connected. Now we've been there since 1963. Why are you telling me about my tribe? Why are you telling me about